The Palestinian death toll in Gaza from the ongoing Israeli attacks has now surpassed 42,000. Gaza-based health authorities reported that in the past 24 hours, the Israeli military has killed 45 people and wounded 256 others. This brings the total number of injuries to over 97,000 since the Israeli war on Gaza began in early October 2023. Palestinian Health Ministry has announced that a teenager has been killed and 8 others are wounded after an Israeli raid on the Qalandiya refugee camp in the occupied West Bank. The ministry reported that the 12-year-old was shot in the abdomen and he was succumbed to his injuries. 7 others, including 3 children, were wounded by live fire, while 20 citizens were arrested. Palestinian Red Crescent confirmed that it is in teams in Ramallah and El Berih treated 8 individuals for live bullet injuries and 1 for a rubber-coated metal bullet wound to the head. Israeli occupation forces have detained at least 45 Palestinians in the West Bank in the last 24 hours. Detentions took place across the governorates of Hebron, occupied Jerusalem, Jericho, Beit Lahm, and Qalaqliya, Nablus, and Jenin. Israeli occupation forces continue to conduct extensive raids and acts of violence, accompanied by threats against detainees and their families, as well as the destruction of property and the homes of civilians. Approximately 20,000 babies have been born in Gaza over the past year amid dire conditions, with many delivered via C-section in hospital tents due to complications without anesthesia. Families remain unable to return home, forced to move from one tent to another as the conflict persists. In this sweltering shelters, mothers are cradling their newborns, grappling with guilt for bringing children into a world marked by war and suffering. The World Health Organization reports that any service have significantly declined in Gaza, limiting access to essential care for women facing complications and their infants. The Euro-Mediterranean Human Rights Monitor has condemned the Israeli occupation forces' intensified bombing and evacuation orders in Gaza, calling it a continuation of the ongoing genocide. In a statement, the Monitor documented over 70 airstrikes and artillery barrages on Jabalia and Beit Lahya that targeted water distribution vehicles and a shelter packed with displaced civilians. Over the past year of relentless Israeli aggression in Gaza, thousands of Palestinian civilians have been killed and countless others wounded as the region grapples with ongoing humanitarian devastation. The toll on families' infrastructure and essential services has left Gaza in a state of deep crisis, with victims bearing the brunt of the war's lasting impact.